Hello, welcome to the First Issue Club. We're your weekly comic book podcast where, just like Sue Storm, we love a good read. Don't worry if you don't get the reference. We're here to onboard you into your comic book journey by talking only first issues, the most accessible access point into the world of comic books.
Well, they should be.
That's right.
They should be. And that's what we're here for.
Right.
To re-solidify that. You know, it's been kind of cast by the wayside. People are just like, first issues are not the best entry point anymore. And we kind of had a moment of truth, all three of us in the pod, of just like, we got to change the narrative. People have forgotten the value and the purpose of first issues.
In the show notes, you'll see the number for your congressman to talk to them about bringing back first issues as access points to new great stories, such as This Ends Tonight and Ghost Pepper, both independent books.
I'm glad we both read Ghost Pepper. What a fucking ride.
Tell me about it.
And we'll get to that.
You will tell me about it later in the show.
Yeah.
First, we got to thank our wonderful sponsor, Space Camper Cosmic IPA, coming to us from Boulevard Brewing Company, the greatest beer in the galaxy, super tasty hoppy beverage that comes in a variety of different styles, all IPAs, but a little bit of different hop balance, a little bit of extra juicy flavor in some of them, a lighter one that you can enjoy during the heat of the summer, or those double IPA, super strong bevies.
For the heat of the winter.
There is a Space Camper for everyone. And that Space Camper label means quality, folks.
Yeah.
When it comes to drinking a good craft brew.
When you see El Dorado on the can, you know you're getting quality. Yum, yum, give me some down in my tum-tum. Space Camper IPA. It's not a beer. It's a journey.
Cheers from First Issue Club. We just keep the ad going. Extra tag-ons after tag-ons.
Out of this world flavor for down to home prices.
That's right. Greg.
Mike.
I think a lot of people are here for one reason in particular.
Where's Andy?
Yeah, they're on Andy watch. We've lost him. He's been missing for a solid 8 days now.
Once again, I've left him in a Quick Trip parking lot. I was distracted, and I drove off. No, it is Andy's birthday.
That's right.
Happy birthday, Andrew Vargas. 51 years old. No, he is taking the evening off to hang out with some family and celebrate his birthday. Not with us, apparently. We're not good enough to join him on his birthday celebration, but that's fine. We wish you
family.
We wish you happy birthday, Vargas, and we hope this isn't your last one.
Grim. He's a great host and a great pal, and I'm so fortunate to have this guy in my life that's aging another year.
Yeah.
Love you, Andy.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Love you, buddy. But they're here for other things.
Yes.
Something super?
Like a man?
Someone who thinks that happiness is punk rock. Oh, wait, what's the fucking tagline?
Was there a tagline? So this is
no, it's
how unprepared we are.
No, he says
I want to share my feeling. Hey, all these other comic book podcasts can tell you, here's the facts and here's the trivia that I pulled right off IMDb.
Here's where they went wrong.
We're going to give you real honest opinions.
Yep.
Takes.
Straight from
the heart.
The heart.
The way Superman would have wanted it. Do you see the Superman?
Being nice is punk rock. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
That's what it was.
Did you see the U.S. Mint coins?
I did. So, U.S. Mint, the last known currency of our civilization, recently announced that they're going to be doing DC superheroes.
Yeah.
And the first one dropped as Superman.
Yep. It's cool looking. It's just too expensive.
It is. I clicked on one. It said $0.
Oh, well, that's the subscription thing.
Yes. Okay.
They just send you one as they come out.
Okay.
But they're not charging you anything today.
Tricky.
They will charge you
Tricky.
something like $140 for every one that comes out.
Not worth it.
It's not worth it.
They're not even that
for
big.
sure.
If it was like medallion sized,
It's
like decorative plate.
the penny in the Bat Cave.
Yeah, if it was Penny in the Bat Cave, big. Penny in the Bat Cave.
Penny.
Penny in the Bat Cave. Okay, last song.
Okay. But yeah, in any case, it's like $30 worth of silver. It's like $130-$140 for each of these coins.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a mega coin collector and a mega Superman collector, have a heyday. If you're anybody else, Google the picture and call it a day.
Wait till you find one in a bag of coins.
Okay, but we do want to talk about this huge epic moment in comic book fandom, which is James Gunn Superman movie that is kicking off this new era of DC Comics in the DC universe in cinema form. And a lot, I think, was riding on how well this movie was perceived. It's going to inform like what other things are going to come from it and what kind of like creative liberties the people running the show are going to get moving forward.
Right.
And we're going to talk about our perceptions and all of that stuff. We're going to try to start the conversation
Spoiler free.
spoiler free. However,
We will be moving into
spoiler territory.
towards the end.
That's right.
And really, there's only one major spoiler. The rest is
I think so,
pretty.
too.
The rest is pretty cookie cutter Superman
You could
movie.
probably have gathered from the trailer.
Yeah, the bald one's bad. First, let's do the one that is important to me. How did you feel when the movie ended? That to me, that's a good barometer of movie quality. How did you, Mike D, feel when the movie was over?
I felt satisfied. I had a smile in my heart. I think there are times with these where I get a little caught up in like, I waited so many years for this to be on big screens again. And is it doing all of the like things that I wanted it to do? And am I getting joy from this? Like there's certainly been comic book movies where I've been sitting there staring at the screen thinking like, I don't know if I like this and I don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah. Like buyer's remorse during the movie. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
God, I could be cleaning the garage.
Right. This movie, I wasn't thinking about the success or failure of it while I was watching it. It was good enough to where I didn't have the hang-ups of those sort of things.
Right.
And it left me just feeling very content and satisfied.
Yeah, I'll mirror that. I felt like kind of just good when the movie ended. Not really from like the message that the movie was about.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say that is a aspect of it.
But it was just like for a movie that could have been bloated and pretentious and really insistent upon itself, it was just a solid blockbuster movie.
Yeah.
This film had a lot riding on its shoulders, and it didn't act like it at all.
No.
During the entire run time, I didn't look at my watch or think about, God, like, are we at the midpoint yet? It flowed very well.
Yes.
I was super surprised by that.
I think one of the biggest points of conversation on this for me, or one of the most interesting interpretations to hear from people, is how successful was it at juggling so many characters, right? Like the criticism we constantly hear of the MCU is, oh, well, it had these 5 other characters in it. And if I haven't watched 5 other movies, I don't know what's going on with them. And therefore, I cannot enjoy the movie. This movie kind of tried to flip that theory on its head, that it's just like, we're dropping you right in to a bunch of pre-existing lore and characters that exist.
Yes.
And you just have to take it at face value that like, oh, they have that kind of relationship now. And I'm just being exposed to it. And I only know about them what the movie is telling me right now. And I have to just accept it in waves.
Yeah.
And
Had this been a Marvel feature, Mr. Terrific would have already had a TV show
yes, right?
to lead into Superman.
Yeah. And I think even if the MCU version of this didn't carry the baggage
Mhm.
of the TV show,
Mm-hmm.
there's still a perception that comes with all the MCU stuff that there's too much baggage there.
Yeah. That they themselves made.
Right. Yes. This movie didn't feel like that.
Mm-mm.
And it's making me reevaluate the criticism of the MCU movies a bit. That
Yeah.
it's too many characters and I can't enjoy it. Like my wife went to see Superman with her dad yesterday
Mm-hmm.
and really enjoyed it. Like by no means like absorbing a lot of like comic book culture and
Yeah.
and things through me. It's kind of like my hobby I keep over here.
In the shadows.
Yeah,
in
that's
shame.
exactly right. But she had a good time with it, and it's like that's good news that I think Superman is this thing that
And that's what Superman should
transcends.
be.
Yeah, can transcend like culture in a certain way that you just like. Yeah, his world is fantastical,
Mm-hmm.
and the city is always in so much. Metropolis is in so much chaos all the time.
I'm surprised people live there.
That everybody's just kind of like, oh, another alien attack. Like that was another thing that I think this movie did successfully in making all of the other stuff work
Mm-hmm.
is how the citizens and the people around acted. Like very unimpressed and passé
Yeah.
about a lot of the amazing things happening around them.
Mhm.
Whereas I think in the MCU, you get a lot of the like stereotypical like
Screaming crowd.
yeah, like people screaming
Yeah.
and a kid getting saved and a crying mother being like, thank you, oh my god. And this movie was very much just like, okay, this is what we expect.
Great. Subway's going to be late. Shit.
And just that sort of attitude and perception throughout the movie, I think,
Mhm.
just worked in enlightening the mood and letting you take more things at face value as just like, that's the way things are in this universe.
Yeah. And I think to piggyback on that, it showed that like Superman doesn't have to be a part of every skirmish. There is like a part in the movie where like some terrestrial jellyfish is fighting in the background.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, Superman's just like at his place watching it. And I think Lois Lane's just like, aren't you going to get in there? And he's just like, no, they have it. Like, that's under control. It's like a mini one. They're fine.
Yes.
And I love that duality of just like, listen, I'm Superman. I do the big stuff.
Yes.
They got it already. I don't want to get in there and yuck their yum. And I love that, like, just within that 2-sentence response, James Gunn created a universe, like just a fleshed out city and code of conduct.
Well, and has solved the like problem of like, well, where's Superman for every other
yeah. Fucking
DC
taking a shower.
movie? Yeah, it's like he's got other stuff.
Yeah.
That he's got like a personal life, and this is like a Hawkman-sized problem.
Yeah, he's fucking Clark Kent. He's got a
Yeah.
deadline to make.
That's right. He's got a day job. We always forget that
He's
about
got
our
bills
guy
to
Clark.
pay.
Yeah. Do you have? This is something we haven't talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have criticisms?
Do
Are
I
there
have-
things that you think could have made the movie better? Are there things you didn't like?
Do I
about
have
the movie?
criticisms? Yes, I do have criticisms. One being, which we'll discuss later for a spoiler, the reveal of a villain.
Okay.
A villain reveal that I didn't particularly like.
Okay.
Another criticism I had was Lex Luthor has this beachside camp
Mm-hmm.
that like everyone's in Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah.
Everyone's listening to fun, funky time beach music. Never explained. And it's just like, and everyone there looks like a plant. Like they're just like,
Yeah.
they were hired to sit there.
Uh-huh.
And it never explained. And it's
Yep.
just like, I would love to have a TV show about this, apparently.
Yeah.
Like, where's my office-themed Lex Luthor beach TV show. Like, it was just kind of like, it didn't take me out of it, but I was just like, are we supposed to glean anything from this?
I think the intent was it's supposed to look formal enough
Okay, that's
that
what I
you-
assumed.
that you leave it alone,
Yeah.
but inconspicuous enough that you don't necessarily question what's happening there.
Yeah. The real reason it's being made.
The whole thing is a plant or a cover
Yes.
for one thing that exists in one tent there.
Yes. And that maybe that's just like the brilliance of it, of James Gunn just being like, I'm not gonna hold your hand the whole fucking movie.
yeah, right.
Just infer. And like
Yeah.
it was just like, oh, like they keep going back to this.
Mm-hmm.
Never explained. Just beach shirts and music.
I think there is something about being a comic book fan too that helps with like some logic gaps or like filling in the space of something where you can just like, we're used to taking stuff like a softball to the head and just letting it careen past us. Like, oh, that's information that I didn't know,
Yeah.
or like
Yeah.
could have been set up earlier, and that's just like the way comic books are.
Sure.
But it's always fun to see how that's interpreted into movies for like a broader audience, and sometimes those things that are very comic book logic,
Yeah, that's what
still make their way in.
That's what it was. It was comic book logic
yeah.
thrust into movies, and it's just like,
Yeah.
is everyone gonna catch on
Mhm.
to this?
And different people want different things. It's really interesting to me that like you've got your moviegoers who are like, I want this to feel like reading a comic book,
Mhm.
and then there are other people who will be like, I think most people would be like, I don't want something that feels like a reading experience
Right.
in the movie theater. Like, I need something much more accessible.
Yeah.
But I do think that this movie was very successful at kind of like balancing those different wants for people.
Another thing was, and I guess this is maybe not a criticism, but it's just like it showed the frailty of Lex Luthor, wherein he builds like, this is a spoiler, he builds an entire pocket universe
Mm-hmm.
just to house people that he doesn't agree with, and to make like like a research facility, and these monkeys he's taught to type on computers to be like rage baiters for social
Yeah.
media, which I thought was a
Right.
funny dig. And it's just like, you could have done like, you have the ability to build a pocket universe, and you're fucking hung up on Superman.
You're using it to be like
Like-
the pettiest person alive.
My guy.
I feel like they did such a good job of making Lex Luthor really hateable.
Oh my god. Maybe the best Lex Luthor in any Superman
I mean,
adaptation.
yeah, I don't think I've like despised a Lex Luthor as much as this one.
Yeah.
And maybe that has something to do with, and our conversation may careen into this area. I don't know how long I want to stay there.
Yeah, potentially
But-
spoilers ahoy.
But the kind of there's a lot of things in the news about this movie and its parallels to like the political climate, the Israel-Palestine war, but the thing in particular that I'm going to reference is like Elon Musk types being your modern villains, and
Yeah.
purchasing and controlling social media
Mhm.
and hiding the people that they want to that like oppose or object to them
Who disagree with them.
with like gobs of money and resources, just like finding ways to just like nerf these people.
Yeah.
And how much of the movie, like the movie makes a lot of things that you could draw some pretty straight conclusions or
Yeah.
parallels to.
Yes.
But it also, like you were saying, it did like the monkey thing. It never totally feels heavy-handed
Mhm.
in a way where it's like, oh, I'm being preached to,
Yeah.
or this is
Like,
like
the monkeys weren't wearing like red caps.
a modern day allegory for like what America should be,
Mhm.
or whatever. Like it never really felt like that to me.
No.
And I know that there's going to be a lot of people who disagree with me on that. But I've also been following the conversation long enough now to know that, like, we know when this movie got greenlit, and we know what was happening in the world at the time when a script would have had to have been finished. And there are things that were, like, written in this movie that are, like...
And filmed and prepped.
And filmed and prepped before the Israel-Palestine conflict.
I mean, it's hard not to make a parallel to that.
I know. And I mean, with, like, anything... The message in Superman... Now we're really getting into the whole
Fuck
thing.
it. We're in spoilers now.
But the message in Superman, like, the message has, like, almost always been in Superman. Maybe except for the Zack Snyder
or
movies.
the Richard Pryor one.
But is hope, like,
saving mankind,
kindness, altruism, that
jumping over buildings in a single bound.
That's right. And I mean, there are several points in this movie where you are reminded, oh, Clark Kent is such a Boy Scout that, like, wouldn't hurt a fly, and
he's the best version of ourselves.
Yeah, that's right. And for some people, that's like a very eye-rolling, outdated type of character. And there are phases during my life where I've felt that way too, where I've been like, it's not interesting to have a character that's entirely altruistic all the time. But now that it's been like 100 years of Superman almost, I'm kind of at a point where...
And 10 years of the worst timeline.
Where my relationship with this character is like, some things have become symbols that are larger than any of us or any story that one person is wanting to, like, go off and tell in particular. And there are some things to be held sacred. And I think the message that we grew up with Superman, about always doing things the altruistic way, even if it puts him at terrible odds, and that he always prevails through perseverance, is such a core thing to the character. And it was something I was, like, glad to see was back and made its way in, and never felt like it was trying to be, like, gritty or dark. I mean, it put Clark in a position to be like, do you consider yourself a god? Like, you're controlling conflicts without consulting the government of the country that you live in, right? There's, like, a lot of, like, modern day, like, well, what is a character like Superman under the rules and regulations and in real society, in real America? And
is he above those?
I say, and is he above those? And I say real America in strong quotes because we're talking about
a fictional,
a cartoon movie.
Well, and like, I'm gonna say something, and I mean it in the nicest way possible. But this is the first time I've really noticed that Superman is not playing chess; he's playing checkers, because he's working kind of in black and white.
Yes.
Meaning, like, he stopped a war in the beginning of the movie because people were going to die.
Saving lives is good.
In the simplest terms, he didn't want people to die.
Yeah.
And that kind of kicked off a whole firestorm of just, like, you know, what is this? People thought American involvement in this foreign war. And, you know, Superman has the dialogue of just like, I'm not representing anyone. I'm representing myself. Stopping someone from dying. How could that be wrong?
Right.
And that kicks off a great dialogue that carries on through the whole movie about, like, when do we get involved? When do you do good?
Yes.
And if you're Superman, it's all the goddamn time.
Yeah, right. And I think that's, like, you know, you can roll your eyes at the takes different people have about this depending on your own beliefs.
Yeah.
But I think that, like, some of it, to some extent, just reminds me of just great schoolyard conversation about, like, the what ifs
Yes. Yes.
That, you know what I mean? Like there's this movie is creating a lot of discourse, and there's a lot of different ways to interpret that, and that's what art does.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? That I kind of like that this movie rides this line between saying a thing and not saying a thing, but the constant in it is that Superman wants to save at the end of the day, Superman wants to save as many lives as
Yeah,
possible.
that's the core message.
And what your perception of his responsibility is as like the most powerful being on the planet, you know, can vary. But that, yeah, I don't know. I just I think there's a lot to like hate and feel bad about the discourse surrounding this movie, because I mean, you're just, you know, constantly barraged by like negative perceptions of things, and why something you think is good is bad, and, and vice versa. But I think there is too a time to step back and say, like, as a comic book fan and somebody who loves like Superman, and realizing how like we all in America feel like we own Superman, and Superman is representative of us because we all obviously see ourselves as the good guy in the story, that you can step back and say, wow, all of like so many people in America are talking about Superman right now. And that's kind of cool.
It's badass.
And it's interesting to see what people take from it. And I know that like I learned a lot about it sounds corny to say, but I learned a lot about who I am as a person, and how I want to live my life reading Spider-Man comics growing up, and seeing how like Peter Parker takes it on the chin, that he's got the Parker luck, and as bad as things going, he you know, digs his boots in the ground and does what he has to do to like
always
make
hits
sure
the jackpot tiger.
Make sure there's food on the table the next day, and that he makes the right moral decision.
Because at the end of the day, he has to look himself in the mirror.
Exactly right. So these, as silly as it is to say we're having this much conversation surrounding a cartoon character, these are the like pop culture archetypes now that
shit's based on.
That just like it's the modern day mythology that teaches us lessons growing up and shapes who we are as people, and it's fun to play with that stuff and pause and think for a second and say, what would Superman do here? What would Spider-Man do here? Or as like an alternative thought process, you know, what would happen if Superman didn't do this? Or what if Superman's circumstances were different growing up? Like we've got
Red Sun.
We've got comics that pose these other scenarios, like Red Sun, or like this absolute Batman story that's going on right now. And this is why comics are so fun, people, is that like,
come on, people,
this one poses a world wherein Bruce Wayne, Batman, grew up
without a mom and dad. No, with a mom.
With a mother. He has
no father.
He has a parent, and he doesn't have
Alfred,
and he doesn't have wealth, right?
No.
So
his abundance of gumption.
That's right. And it's just interesting to say, like, same person, different circumstances, like,
still gets to the same endpoint.
Yeah, does like the perseverance of will and who these people are at their core, like, persevere through all these things, or are they shaped into monsters because of their circumstance? It's just fun to play with those archetypes in a way. But at the end of the day, we like our archetypes for a reason, I think. And it was good to see Superman in this movie really be a Boy Scout 100% and be like, oh, shucks, like, doesn't curse.
No. Except for shit. He said shit a couple times.
Did he say shit?
But in reference to something that someone said to him. What I really liked about the hope that Superman had was that at the end of the movie, you could see how infectious it was, because Lex Luthor kind of put him at a crossroads of just like, well, you can't be two places at once, Superman.
Yeah.
And he was just like, I don't have to anymore. And there was a conflict happening where he had inspired the Justice Gang to go handle that while he took care of Lex Luthor. And that's when Lex Luthor knew he was beaten.
Yeah.
Because Superman had outsmarted him of just like, I don't need to be super smart. I just need to believe in myself
Yep.
and know that I'm doing the right thing, and that will inspire other people to do the right thing.
Yes.
And that's why good always conquers evil. And that was like the simplest thing that this movie had to do.
Yeah.
Was show, it didn't have to say Martha. It didn't have to have some big dramatic thing. It just had to show that good will conquer evil.
Yes.
Every time. And this movie did that to an astounding degree.
Yes. Agree. Handshake.
Boosh.
Okay, full-blown spoiler territory. We said there was an area of this that we felt like was more of a spoiler than some of the rest of it.
Yes. Well, it is like the spoiler.
The spoiler. We're going to get into it. So skip ahead however long or just turn off
Or
the
just turn off
episode.
the podcast. We'll see you next week. So the identity of Ultraman is revealed.
Yes.
Who is the character in all black? People were speculating on who it could be.
And he's kicking ass.
Just beating the shit out of Superman.
Going toe-to-toe with Superman like no one has before.
And we didn't know why. Well, it turns out that Lex Luthor had been collecting DNA from random encounters that Superman had been a part of, found out, or I guess was able to clone his own Superman.
That's right.
Now, be a dumbed-down version of Superman, couldn't talk, didn't really do much, but could fight like a son of a bitch.
And followed orders.
By like battleship codes, like A1, K7, like, and just whoop the shit out of Superman every time. Because Lex Luthor had like drones around every battle where he could just like supervise the whole thing and
studied
call
all
shots.
of Superman's moves and knew perfectly how to counter him.
Right. So it's revealed that he's been fighting a clone of himself the whole time, which explains why he's getting his ass kicked and why the Fortress of Solitude was able to shoot out of Antarctica when they approached it. It's because he had Kryptonian blood. And then at the end of the movie, he gets sucked through a black hole. And now many people will think, oh, okay, well, that's the end for him.
That's that.
I'm speculating that that character will eventually turn into Bizarro.
He'll be distorted by this like black hole.
And it's an easy thing to do because Bizarro is not on the intellectual level of Superman. It talks backwards. He has like backward speak. But is that the relative strength of Superman? This essentially just creates that option for them.
This is fun.
Additionally, it also opens the door for Superboy. Because Superboy, Connor Kent, right?
It's a clone of Superman.
Is a clone of Superman. And Lex Luthor isn't dumb. He wouldn't just make one clone.
Right.
So, I don't know if they will, but they've created the scenario where they could just
introduce
do it.
Connor pretty easily.
Yep.
Say we've got like a half-aged
Clark or
in
like
a tube somewhere.
At the end of the movie, Lex Luthor's going to prison. All right, he failed. He's going off to prison.
They seize his assets. They find all the black
Fucking
sites.
thank you. They go to a basement. They're like, "What is in this tube?" Young, sexy Superman in a leather jacket.
I kind of expected one of the post-credit scenes or something. The post-credit scenes in this were all very like,
which actually kind of badass,
silly and cute.
But Marvel has corrupted us in thinking that every stinger at the end of the movie has to be the start of a new franchise. And James Gunn says, "Are you as tired of that as I am?" And I thought it was kind of funny.
All right, let's talk about some of the supporting cast.
Okay.
Because we haven't really done that yet. And there's like varying degrees of like who's comic relief and who isn't. But did any of the characters in particular stand out to you as like, oh, I really enjoyed that performance or so-and-so's portrayal of this or that person?
I think they handled Guy Gardner perfectly. Because here's something that you all need to understand. Guy Gardner is not dumb. He is not evil. He is an asshole, but he is a Green Lantern for a reason. They don't just give those out by mistake. Okay? It's kind of like a getting a wand at Hogwarts. It's like it's specific for a certain person, and you're getting it for a reason. Guy Gardner is an asshole, but he is not dumb, and he is kind of cocky, and that's what was portrayed. He was not the butt of the joke. He was just kind of a hard-nosed dickhead.
Yeah.
But he was fighting his ass off to protect people.
Yep.
And that's like a perfect representation of that particular Green Lantern.
Yep.
I thought it was amazing.
Awesome.
Mr. Terrific is the runaway star of that ensemble.
I think so too. And I don't know that it was just because maybe he was in a little bit more of the movie than everybody else, but I feel like that dude oozed charisma. Like, or like not even, like, even though he wasn't necessarily characterized as like the most charismatic character,
right?
Just his portrayal of being like this really confident but nerdy person was really like interesting, and I don't think we've seen a lot of characters like Mr. Terrific.
Right. Every nerdy character is represented as someone who can't vocalize their feelings or like have any kind of swagger or any kind of presence.
Yep.
And Mr. Terrific blew that out of the fucking water.
Totally. And I also love how comic book accurate
everything was on that dude.
The design was on him. And it just makes so much of like the look of the character from the movie iconic in a way where they normally try to like temper or twist something in a movie to be a little more dialed in with reality, so you don't look at it and go like, well, this is so corny.
Yeah.
But I think because they threw so much stuff at you and set the tone for the world, that instead of feeling corny, it does just feel like really unique and iconic in a way that worked.
They could have just done the Mr. Terrific leather jacket and not given him his iconic T mask. But they did both.
Yeah.
And it fucking ripped.
I love
it
that
was
they did the
so
fair play
good.
jacket. Yeah.
I enjoyed Hawk Girl. I hope they flesh that character out more. The screeching, I didn't particularly understand. She's not a hawk.
Yeah.
I don't know how she can sound like. In any case, she's a great character. I love the giant mace that she had.
Yeah.
It was completely badass. I hope that she comes around more.
And I like that she kind of existed as a character that had, like not every. We've been set up to say Clark stands on the pedestal of altruism, and he's got other heroes around him who aren't as much of a goody two shoes. And she was one of those characters that we're led to believe killed a guy.
Yeah, like a political leader.
Yes, she like murders a political
leader. I mean,
leader.
who among us hasn't been like, fuck, if I had wings and a mace, I'd drop Elon Musk off a building.
And had some qualms about like, how much do I really go out of my way to protect this guy? Like referring to Clark, like they get put at a crossroads where like they're like, do we help him? Do we not? And kind of decide that it's like not their problem.
Yeah, Clark has seen his powers as a calling. Everyone else kind of sees their powers as a job. Right? Like, this is my occupation.
Yeah.
And like I said, by the end of the movie, that hope is infectious, and they're just like, no, I have a bigger purpose.
Yep.
And Superman has shown that to me.
Yeah.
Which is like why this movie is like just a fantastic start to it. It seemed like a completely fresh, mouthwash, getting all the gunk out, start to the DC universe.
Yep. Metamorpho.
Liked, didn't love.
Yeah.
The design was great. I don't feel like he got enough lines. Does that make sense? Like, we didn't get to know him enough to feel the emotional attachment that they wanted us to have with him.
Yep.
But like I said, it was cool. He looked awesome.
He did look cool. And I also think that I liked seeing him in the movie because he's one of James Gunn's freaks. Like, that's one thing I like about James Gunn is that he's like, I like characters that stand out, that are like kind of weirdos and unique in a way that like they really stand out as characters. And Metamorphose was a real choice.
And he looked like a lot of practical effects.
Yeah.
That CGI baby sucked though.
And I love that like we get a flash of like him at home, I think,
Mhm.
with the person that he's in a relationship with, who's
Yeah.
just like a very
It's
normal
a full-on
woman, but they kind of look like they're just in like a kind of punk rock apartment, and I'm just like, I do just like the punk rock kind of
James Gunn has always been about.
world.
Yeah, he's just like
Guardians of the Galaxy feels kind of like alt and punk rock. This kind of had the same
Slither
tonality to it.
You know, did he do the Rainn Wilson superhero movie?
Oh, maybe.
But
I don't know.
His stuff always lives in the realm of just like, yeah, all my characters listen to the Clash.
All right, what about the News Office?
Every character slapped.
Yes, I agree.
Every character played their role to a
nailed
T.
those characters. And I didn't know what Cat Grant, is that her name?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know they were going to put Cat Grant in the movie either.
she doesn't have many lines.
No, she doesn't. But I'm just like, yeah, this worked.
The sports writer.
Yep,
was great.
I love. Gosh, what's the name of that actor?
Damn it! I knew you were gonna do that.
I know. I'm
from
sorry.
SNL.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yep. We'll move past it.
But he's
really good. I like him a lot.
He's always snide to Superman.
Yep.
Because he kept getting better projects than he would get. Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah, he was a great Jimmy Olsen.
Jimmy Olsen showed a lot of heart.
Yep.
A lot of savvy. Apparently, he's a sex pot in this movie.
I know that is funny that he's like an Archie type charmer that you're just like, that guy, really?
Yeah, really? That guy? Okay. Interesting.
But I thought he was such a good Jimmy Olsen, a great Superman's best friend. I'm glad they didn't put him in, like, nobody was in awful wigs or anything. And I appreciated that his hair wasn't just like, I know we
just like dyed red.
I'm kind of contradicting myself here because I said I like James Gunn like really taking swings and making choices and being very comic accurate with things. But if you're gonna like some of those MCU movies, I'm just like, you had a huge budget.
Yeah, and you did that.
And that's what you did with Scarlett Johansson's hair. Like,
and well, to be fair, I don't think anyone's looking at her hair.
It looks like you just like went to like a Party City and bought
the red number,
a red wig, and it's just like, gosh, give me a break. But traditionally, I feel like Jimmy Olsen's hair is always like spray painted red, and it was just like, okay,
yeah, we get it.
Yeah,
he's a ginger.
Yep. But he was great. He played the part well.
I do hope they continue that character on because Jimmy Olsen historically just gets in these madcap situations where he is like transformed into different creatures or like has to hunt down a ghost. And it's like, Jimmy Olsen, what the fuck is your life?
I love the Matt Fraction run of Jimmy Olsen, which is like a real commentary on the hijinks that Jimmy Olsen gets up to, and like how is that like sustainable, or like what's the like curse behind being an Olsen?
Yeah, and that gets fully explained.
Yeah, right.
It's incredible.
But like that would be a great serialized TV show or something.
Yeah.
If that were to ever happen.
The curse of Jimmy Olsen.
I mean, there's so many good things that you could possibly like farm out of this. One of the standout roles was Lex Luthor's girlfriend, who had the hots for Jimmy. She was like great comic relief, like, and I think that character for me towed this like really interesting line where like she's the ditz
she
girlfriend, but like very endearing and has like a lot of heart, and at the end of the day wanted to do good by everybody and wanted to find love, and they make you like root for. It would have been very easy, I think, to take this character and be like
to punch down. Yeah,
to really punch down on like influencers.
Yeah, she appeared to me when I was watching this to be like Paris Hilton. When Paris Hilton first hit the scene, we're all just like, oh my god, this girl is so annoying. And now watching her career, you sit back and you go, is she a fucking genius?
Yeah, she was in character, kind of, like, right?
Was she Andy Kaufman enough right now?
One, she was a kid. And two,
Yeah. A very rich kid
Yeah.
with cameras around.
And two, I think that her and Nicole Richie really were in character to an extent, which is a really interesting way to go back and
fucking iconic.
and look at all that. So,
But this young woman in the Superman movie
played a part when she was with Lex.
Yeah, and she was taking photos, spoiler, of like all this like secret shit and sent it all to Jimmy. She's the hero of the movie.
Yeah, she is the hero of the movie.
She broke the story wide open.
Totally.
And that was like the redemption arc of just like, she's a genius. And then it showed Jimmy of just like, I'm treating this girl like shit.
Yeah.
Because she likes me a lot.
Yeah.
And you see this twist in Jimmy of just like, I'm a monster.
Mm-hmm.
I need to embrace the love that is embracing me. And that was a great moment.
Yep.
Doesn't mean they have to be together, but just like, don't push her away.
Yep.
Like, just talk to her.
Yep. Goes without saying, Rachel Brosnahan was a great Lois.
Great Lois. Needed to be in it more.
I would have liked to see more of her as well, but the ensemble was so large.
Yeah.
That I understand.
Yeah.
The movie didn't overstay its welcome, I don't think. Or maybe like got like it rode that edge of like another 10, 20 minutes, and I would have been like, it's a little long for me.
Yeah. During this time, I drank a soda and didn't have to go to the bathroom.
Yes, perfect.
That's how you know the movie is great. Because there are some Marvel movies where I'm just like crossing my legs of just like, oh, this better hurry the F up or I'm going to have to go.
But it if it sets it up that if we get more movies with more Lois, I think we'll be very happy as a fandom with this casting choice, and their dynamic and chemistry was really good. I think.
To final up the newsroom, Perry, the editor,
yes,
an amazing choice. It spoke volumes that when the city is crumbling and being sucked into a black hole, he wants to make sure that they meet the deadline.
Yeah,
and that the editorial make sure that it's readable before he sends it off. I thought that was a great
cigar. Yeah.
That was in character. It was great. The engineer, who is a character from The Authority, who is the character who can like she has like nanobots in her body. She can transform her body into anything.
Yeah,
I thought that was a very interesting character.
Yeah.
And it didn't do the Marvel thing where she dies at the end. She's actually alive, so she'll be in more stuff because there is an Authority movie being made.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So that'll be fun, and I thought she was a great character.
Yep.
A great B villain that played the supporting role very well.
Yeah, cool.
Trying to think if there's anyone else that kind of stood out as like a shining star. Oh, Crypto.
Got to talk about Crypto, right?
What a menace. I mean, and I'm gonna get some flack for this. Kind of a bad boy.
Very charming.
Yes.
And added a lot of like levity and fun to the movie and emotional stakes too.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like when Clark flies off the handle and is like, hey, I'm a rule follower and go by the rule. When his dog disappears.
Yeah, no one's safe.
And he realizes Lex Luthor's behind it. He just like storms in and is like, I will protect I turned myself in.
Where's the dog?
I turned myself in to Lex Luthor because I wanted my puppy back.
Yeah.
Like,
and we should note, not his puppy.
Yeah, that's right.
We found out at the end, Mrs. Supergirl shows up.
Yeah.
Kara gets the puppy back. We find out Crypto is the way he is because he doesn't have any boundaries, and Kara just kind of lets him do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yep.
If they are doing Supergirl of tomorrow, don't get attached to that dog.
Yeah, I know. They have said that they dropped the Woman of Tomorrow
from the title. Yeah.
But I'm just like, what an amazing title for a Supergirl.
Yeah. Totally.
Comic to be like today's Supergirl, she's like the Woman of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, I just love that. I don't know if that's been a tagline for this before the Tom King book.
It hasn't.
But like, it's one of those things where when I saw it the first time, I was just like, wow.
Yeah, fucking Tom King.
How has nobody
motherfucker
done that before? But oh my gosh, do yourself a favor and find that graphic novel and
Well, and there's been
read it.
stills from that movie. Lobo's in it.
So is Lobo in?
Lobo's in Supergirl tomorrow
Yeah.
because she runs into him.
Yeah.
Because she's off doing her thing, her John
Mhm.
Wick thing. I'm almost thinking they don't kill that dog. You cannot kill that dog in the movie.
But the dog is saved by the end of the movie.
Yes,
Right.
like that dog ain't gonna die.
We will see.
But let's see. At the end of the day, Superman saves everyone. Hope reigns true.
Mm-hmm.
Last
Last thing,
oh,
unless we've got more things
I
to
don't.
talk about.
Oh yeah,
with
what's the last thing?
it. The Superman's parents and
Mhm.
the message relayed that
Oh,
he could be a dictator of an entire planet. Like,
okay.
go use your powers. That is something at the if you could say there's one thing about Superman they changed at its core,
It's that.
it's that. And that's not necessarily a thing about Clark Kent. It's just a thing about the lore of like
Mhm.
where he came from and
Right.
who brought him up and
Right.
yada yada.
Because the film in the original comic is we sent you to this planet Earth, protect them, be a good person like we know you will be.
Mm-hmm.
They need your help. And in the James Gunn version, the message is these people are very dumb.
Mm-hmm.
They're malleable. Take as many wives as you can and rule over them
Bring back Krypton, basically.
as a god.
Using this planet.
And it's like a lot of people are pissed off about that.
Yeah.
Like severely pissed.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of like the twist
Mm-hmm.
because it shows that you don't have to follow in your parents' footsteps, or like, your parents aren't don't have to be your family.
Mm-hmm.
Like blood to some people doesn't mean as much as commitment and
Mhm.
following through and showing up for people. And that's kind of reflected in Clark's adopted family.
Yeah.
The Kents.
Yes. Your choices make you the person you are.
Mm-hmm.
At any point in your life, you...
Not the hidden message in your spaceship that was sent from another planet.
That's right. There is a kind of a message that you continuously, every day you wake up and make the choice. Like, am I going to serve this idea of morality I have and walk around and like abide the rules that like society has created?
The rule abides.
I did like that. I felt like this kind of followed the whole Marlon Brando like casting as
fucking Bradley Cooper
as Superman's dad. That like they cast someone really famous for in Bradley Cooper, who has been in other James Gunn stuff, and so they've got.
Is that true?
Well, he's Rocket.
Yeah. Okay.
But I just thought it was cool to take like who's like one of our modern day just like massive actors who's like nominated for Oscars and stuff like that, and
complete smoke show,
and stunt cast him as a character like this. Is kind of like an homage to
Brando.
The OG.
I can't wait
Superman
to like
stuff.
in 20 years to hear Bradley Cooper wax poetic about that, and like my cocaine budget was $20,000 for my Superman appearance. Let's do the typical thing and rate it on a scale from 1 to 10.
Yes.
Having sat with it for about a week.
Okay, and we tried to record a thing in the car with Andy with us, but we were in a car with like the AC blasting and driving around with just a phone microphone. It did not turn out okay.
It was very ASMR.
But we did our ratings in that, but since we've sat with it, so I'm interested to hear if your rating has changed. Mine has.
Did I give it a 7.5? I think
gave it a 7.5.
I think I will bump it up to an 8.
Okay.
I think I was too critical of it because I had a gentleman sitting next to me the entire film that thought he was fucking Don Rickles. Like, just cracking wise.
Mm-hmm.
His phone went off. He forgot his car key. sir, if you're listening to this and you recognize my voice, you kind of ruined the movie for me. And so how dare you? Everyone needs to learn theater etiquette. I think initially I wanted just a little bit more out of the movie.
Yeah.
I was still salty about the Ultraman reveal. I don't think that was a great reveal. So I sat at 7.5. I bumped it up into an 8 because just that message of, maybe being nice as punk rock and like how solid the message of just like hope is infectious. And if you are sincere about it, it can spread like wildfire and change the world for good.
Yeah.
So that's where I sat with it now. I'm at 8 out of 10.
I'm at a 9 out of 10.
Previously, you were a
8.5.
8.5. So you bumped up.
I bumped up as well.
Okay.
The more I've sat with it, the more I'm just like, you know what? I was smiling ear to ear during that entire movie. It was like watching a cartoon come to life.
Yes.
It was, again, super punk rock and like resonates with my sensibilities. What are the chances that somebody who is also like loves weirdos and like
James Gunn loves
weird
his fucking weirdos,
alt culture punk rock stuff, gets his hands on another thing I loved that like shaped me as a person and got to do something in like such an interesting style that like the more I've sat with it, the more I've been like, wow, it's kind of like incredible that they did what they did in the way they did it, and it turned out so well. To put like so much of a cast in it and have everything they did happen and honor the character in the way that they did, a lot of it sat really well with me. And at the end of the day, I had so much fun sitting in a theater watching it, and I got to give it a big 9 out of 10.
Okay,
for that.
Will you purchase this on DVD? Is it that good?
I am not a big movie purchaser. However, I do have my directors that I really like and enjoy like hearing more of their perspectives.
Ed Wood.
If this is something that doesn't have a commentary on HBO, but has a commentary on the disc, I'll probably buy it.
Okay.
But it's one of those things where like all the DC stuff ends up on HBO. So it's like if you've got HBO,
I will say
you don't really need to buy the stuff.
A conflicting perspective that I will have is that I want my kids to watch it.
Oh, okay.
When they're ready, old enough to watch it and appreciate it. And I feel like I don't know how long this is going to be like streaming.
Yeah.
Or like I don't know if it'll be available anywhere. I'm just like I want them to have it ready. Just like, hey, can we watch Superman? It's just like from the shelf. Yep, you can.
Yeah, there is. This is like a whole different conversation.
Yeah,
but
we'll take it to the Patreon.
There is a lot of that where I just assumed certain things were just always going to be like a couple clicks away from me.
Yeah,
and then a company decides to just say like, you know what, this doesn't meet its numbers anymore. And it's now absolutely impossible to find.
Yeah.
And they haven't printed the physical media of it forever.
Yeah.
People realize that people are looking for like DVDs of Gilmore Girls or Grey's Anatomy or whatever it is. Like these like random things that like you love that growing up and it's like comfort food sort of TV for you. And you assume that you'd always be able to stream it. And once it's gone, people will pay hundreds of dollars for these like one-time $5 box sets to be able to have access to this stuff again because it's just like sold out places and it's like hard to find now. So I think there is something to having a physical media collection now, even though it seems like it's kind of
just keep it in check,
a trend of the past. But there are some things that are maybe worth having on DVD or Blu-ray or whatever you choose.
Something I recently found that's streaming that I never thought I would see on streaming. Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh, is that right?
On Disney Plus.
Hey.
Pop that on. Still good.
Yep.
Still good.
I can assume so.
Bryan Cranston doing his thing.
All right, you want to talk a couple first issues real quick?
Yeah, I mean, we just did a solid hour on Superman.
But we got to deliver on the true conceit
We do, or else we'd be liars.
of the podcast. What do you want to start with? You didn't read this one?
No.
Let's start with Ghost Pepper then.
Okay.
Because we both read it.
Ghost Pepper, the person who did this, Ludo Lullabi, recently had done Transformers and helped out with, what's the Joe Mad's book that...
Oh, Battle Chasers.
He helped with the new Battle Chasers books. And seeing the artwork in this...
Has a real, like, manga style.
You can tell why he helped out with Battle Chasers.
Yeah.
It is heavily influenced by manga and European comics. He's a French creator.
Mm-hmm.
This book delivered on more than I thought it was going to deliver.
Mm-hmm.
Ghost Pepper, kind of a red herring for a name as of right now, because it's just an ingredient used in a meal in the first 6 pages of the book.
Yeah.
There's incredible world building in this. Amazing action. It is set up like an anime of like, you know who your heroes are, you know who your villains are, and there's giant mechs. Like, if all of those made your antennas pop up, you need to get Ghost Pepper. I really liked it. I love this trend that's happening now with like this and I Heart Skull Crushers of just like, you can see the influence of East and West meeting, and it's pretty badass.
This was a super breezy read too.
Yeah, it was long.
Yeah, it's like a double
Issue.
Double-sized issue, I think. And a lot of just like, again, in the kind of Joe Mad anime style, this guy's art is pretty beautiful and pretty detailed.
Yeah.
But doesn't bog you down with so much like fantasy detail that it feels like tedious to read. Like every page is pretty light in a way that like you're getting enough narrative and story and some nice context and character building without it feeling like a chore. Like it's this really nice balance of like being able to like turn the page and soak in the world and get a feel for the art without just, I don't know, like I said before, getting too built up in it.
What was so smart about this book was like, because it could have been completely bogged down with dialogue and lore and words.
They leave a lot unsaid and
it's a simple premise.
Yeah.
Good versus evil, mystery person with a robot attached to him, fights crime. You're done.
Well, the big crux of the story that we're not totally sure about, or that
the cinder.
We can that's a big part of it. I almost forgot about the cinder. The cinder is like a large naked man, right?
Yeah,
that like
just walked around the earth,
and the book poses that he, whatever this thing was, spread disease and famine and caused destruction and heartache, and this savior came from outer space. Yeah, some like sci-fi sounding name that starts with a B. Batum.
Yeah,
Baton, something like that. And basically exiled this thing,
punched it
to the moon.
Yeah, so now the moon's its prison.
And yeah, they're on Cinder Watch on the moon.
Welcome to Cinder Watch 2025.
Now our new guy,
Ash,
is called Ash, which plays with the whole cinder thing.
Yes.
Right? Is this like pale-skinned character that looks like he's got cybernetic implants, and when our kind of overlords discover that this guy's out there and exists, they're like, he shouldn't be here. So there's something larger at play.
Yeah.
The person that the world at large thinks saved them from chaos and calamity seems to be the people who are imposing martial law, right?
Right.
But the world has been convinced that they are so indebted to this person who came and like saved life on Earth.
There's a good chance Ash is the person that sent the cinder onto the moon.
Or the cinder isn't even a bad guy, that we've been like led to.
Oh, yeah.
We're misunderstood entirely surrounding like what the lore of the Earth is. Are we so far separated from it that
I really like this book.
But a lot of different solutions and questions being asked at the end that, like, it did a good job of not doing that thing where at the end of the first issue, they just blow the entire premise on like a reveal on the last page.
Yeah.
This comic showed a lot of self-restraint
Yeah.
and like building up to what that reveal is going to be.
Yeah. I thought it was great. The design of everything looked super dystopian, cybernetic world.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where it goes. It's
Yep.
just like a kind of a fun, fast acting, manga inspired comic book.
Yep.
And if that tickled you tootsies, go pick it up.
All right. The other firstie. This ends tonight.
This ends tonight.
Jerry Duggan, Kelvin Mao, Robert Windom, Jae Lee, and June Chung. That's 5 names.
On one book. Can you beat that price, folks?
On one book. Jerry Duggan, obviously a huge name in comics, one of Marvel's guys.
Yeah. I read another Jerry Duggan book after this one.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Okay, I didn't realize. But this all Jae Lee art, but it sets up a world wherein I think there's going to be some spin-off books or comics that pick up and
that makes sense.
carry through with different characters and I think that will
Because there's a million people on this cover.
Yeah, I think that'll explain why there's like 3 different writers credited, that we're going to have different people take the reins of different stories that take place in this weird little universe. And there were times in the story where the like tone and storytelling changed enough that I was kind of had a hard time like keeping my bearing a bit.
Do you think that's like different creators and their storytelling?
I think that might have been just due to the writer shifting, that it just disrupted my flow of everything a little bit.
That makes sense.
Jae Lee also has like a really interesting, wholly unique art style, but also is like, you don't think so?
No, I know that sentiment because it's like it's a vibe. Jae Lee is a vibe, and if you don't like it, you're not going to.
Yes, that is totally right. And I will say, usually when I read a Jae Lee comic book, I have a hard time following it.
Okay.
And he does very frenetic paneling. And I think it's cool to be like, to open up a comic and be like, this feels very original and different and interesting. But at the same time, it does make some things a little hard to follow. And I think he's one of those people, because his art style is so kind of unique, that it draws weirder creators who want to tell weirder stories.
Yeah.
Because it's just kind of like, oh, this has a tint of like the grotesque to it. Like,
he reminds me of like those like big eye paintings of the 70s.
Yes.
You like find in like thrift stores.
Yes.
It's like a macabre version of that.
Yes, totally.
And you're just like, what?
It is very macabre.
Like,
that's a good
am
word.
I supposed to like this? And like, it makes me creeped out. And like, there are some people who are just like, yeah, that's why I like it. Like,
yeah, right.
Like April Ludgate of Parks and Rec would like probably love Jae Lee, because it's just like, oh, this feels wrong.
Yeah. I think this comic isn't going to be everyone's cup of tea. And I think this is a comic for people who are like really fans of the medium, who are like interested in how people use the medium.
Yeah.
On its head, I think the there is a sci-fi story to this, wherein you've got these sisters who, when they turn 21, it gets revealed to them that they're part of this like secret sect or secret society. And they go to Vegas to party before her world gets revealed to her. And another like battling sect comes to like take them out.
Okay.
And throughout this comic, you're seeing like a bunch of other like things whiz by that are like kind of interesting, but like don't get a lot of like playtime. And then it says
that's like another creator.
It says we'll get back to that later.
Okay,
and I think that's going to be where the
right.
other creators come in and tell those like corners of the story.
So this was like a previews issue.
It almost felt like a previews sort of thing.
You know how like Marvel did like their timeless thing of just like, here's 8 stories masked as one.
Yeah.
Here's what you're going to see over the next year.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is like a trippy dream sequence during it that I was like, I don't know what's going on. But if you're a fan of Jae Lee's art, then like, you're going to be all about it because it's just like his stuff to the extreme.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think like interconnected stories that are overlapping with like that are all existing at the same time and overlapping with each other in this unique art style. It's going to challenge you a little bit. So it's maybe not the best comic for somebody who's brand new to comics, is all I'm saying.
Or knowing that now,
or
it may be the best comic for you to get a different taste of different things.
Maybe if you've looked at comics and said, hey, like they're all kind of like,
it's like staring at a menu at a restaurant. Sure. You're like, this doesn't make sense. He's like, well, you just pick one. You don't need to get everything. Continue with the Jerry Duggan. I read Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I don't know what you want me to say about it because it's in the title. It's great. It's fun. It could have been an easy cash grab, but there seems to be an amazing story attached to it. The artwork in it delivers on more fronts than I could have ever imagined. Go pick up a dumb book and let it be Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe.
Here's the thing. So with This Ends Tonight, I had the expectation, as you do with a lot of Jerry Duggan things, that it was going to be funny.
Okay.
Because his comics are normally funny.
Yes.
And this comic is not a humorous comic.
Okay. You're going to like
What
Godzilla.
about Godzilla?
Godzilla kept in line with the campy trope. But it's funny because like these Marvel superheroes, the entire first issue are just like, we can't kill this thing. Like, this is wild. Like, there's one part where Godzilla beheads a celestial from like the center of the earth. And I'm just like, okay, I'm in. Like, whatever. Fuck it up, Jerry. Like, I don't fucking care. It was rad. And there's like time travel happening now. And then there's like, the mole man's there. It's a blast. Just go have fun.
Cool. I love it. That sounds like a great time.
Yeah. That's all I read.
All right. Thanks for joining us. We love comics, and we hope you do too. I hope you found a little bit of comic joy in your life this week. And we'll see you next week to do it all over again. Ta-ta, folks.
Bye.
First Issue Club podcast is brought to you by Boulevard Brewing Company, the people responsible for our favorite drinks, the Space Camper Cosmic IPA family of beers. Our show is edited and produced by our hosts Mike DeStacy, Greg Lichtag, and Andy Vargas. You can find us on social media at First Issue Club, and you can join the supporters who keep our humble podcast going on our Patreon at patreon.com/firstissueclub.